Okay, so tonight we'll be looking at data visualization on MS Excel, and we'll be looking at the different charts and conditions that your data need to fulfill before selecting a particular chart. In the sense that you should know when to use bar charts, when to use column charts, when to use pie charts, when to use line charts, when to use scatter plots, when to use bubble charts, when to use funnel, and when to use stock plot. Okay, so we want to see those conditions, and we also look at conditional formatting. I know some of you have come across a spreadsheet whereby once you just it's automated already. So once you are running low on your stock or the income, or you are running at loss, the color will be red. If you are making profits, the color may be green. Okay, that is conditional formatting. And as well, in case you want to use bar, there's a formula we call Rept. Okay, you want to use by either L or I to represent a particular thing. See if we can consider those things in our class today. So I want you to fasten your belt as we ride in tonight's class. All right, the first chart or item we're going to consider is the bar chart. Now, the bar chart is used to compare categorical data. Okay, it is used to compare categorical data with horizontal bars. Okay, you can see my slide. The bars here are in horizontal format. So we use bar charts for this. Now, this class will also help those who are having classes on Power BI, because you will be making use of visuals. So you should be able to know when to use a particular chart. So when you are showing categories of items, okay, you can use bar charts. It as well helps to show the differences between groups or categories. For instance, let's assume you have sales. You want to check the sales or revenue across different states, or across different local governments, or across different countries. Okay, for instance, we have Nigeria, we have Ghana, we have Zambia, we have Uganda, we have Sierra Leone. All right, and then we want to know at what rate are we making profit from this respective country. This such data that we can use bar chart for it. It will show us, okay, for Nigeria, we're having so influx from it. Okay, from Zambia, we're having this influx. From Ghana, we're having this influx. Okay, so whenever you want to plot a chart and you have such kind of data, the best chart to use is your bar chart. Now let's move on to the next one. We have the column chart. Now, once I'm done with my slide, I will move on to my spreadsheet where I will demonstrate all this. Okay, but for now, I need to give this baseline information. So, next one we have column chart. For column chart, it is similar to your bar chart. However, column chart is in vertical position. If you remember, the bar chart is in horizontal. When it comes to the direction of the bar, it is horizontal wise. While for column chart, it is vertical. Okay, it is vertical, and it is also useful when showing trends over time, when there are few time period anyway. So for instance, we have items that are being purchased over the period of time, or you want to know in economics, we have some items that are being purchased during the winter period, like the Harmattan period, like the cardigan. All right, we have some products that are not being purchased during those period, or that is during some of them are being purchased during summer. Now, you can run such kind of comparison. Okay, I want to know this by time. Okay, Or if you want to also check for differences too, you can also use your column bar charts. So for column bar charts, it can fit in for trends within a short period place because there's line charts that is more suitable. Okay, so when you have a short period of time, you can use your column bar chart to check the trends of a particular thing. Okay, so that is when to use it. For instance, monthly sales figure of a product is an example. For a month we have from January to December. Okay, that is the trend. It's not much. Now over a particular period or product rather, as the case may be. So you can use column charts for that. Then we have the pie charts. This is another beautiful visual that you can use when building your dashboard. Okay, because the essence of building charts or using charts is for storytelling. There are some people who are not who have issues with figures. When they say, what do you mean by 10, 15, 20, 30? Okay, they find it difficult to be able to make meaning from figures. So on that basis now, we use visual to be able to communicate more effectively to our audience. And as a data analyst, it is important that you must be very good in storytelling by way of using your visuals. Okay, so one of the charts that you can also use is pie chart. Now, the question is, when do you use pie charts? Pie charts is used to show relationship or proportional relationship rather. I used to say it is used to show ratio. All right. For instance, we want to know how many percentage are male, how many percentage are female. Okay. Now, it shows you the proportional sample or group or ratio that belongs to a particular group, and the other part that belongs to another one, and it is by 100%. It is by 100%. Okay, so for instance, when you have a market share and you want to distribute it among your competitors, okay, you can use this. Or if you are in monitoring and evaluation, because one thing I'm trying to do is I want to make sure that I touch every areas where you can apply this. For those of you who are in NGOs and then you have gone to the feed and you want to know, okay, and this let's assume you are dealing with health professionals, how many people are nurses, how many are medical doctors, okay, how many are maybe medical laboratory scientists or so, okay, how many are pharmacists. Now you have the different categories. So we want to, how many do we have in our team? Let's know the bulk of our team. Okay, majority of our team are medical directors, medical doctors, or followed by pharmacists, followed by nurses. Do you understand? So pie chart helps you to show the ratio, the proportion that belongs to a particular group. Okay, for instance, 50% are medical doctors, where 20% are nurses, and the rest are your maybe medical laboratories. Okay, so pie chart is very, very suitable for such kind of visual. Please, I want us to take note of this, because if you use the wrong tools, okay, when an expert picked it, they will say, no, 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 that is not suitable. You're not supposed to use that. Okay, so as a data analyst, you must know the right shape to use per time. The next thing, or the next visual that you can also use is the line charts. Line charts. All right. So the line chart shows trends. Okay, now I was saying for column charts just short period. Now for line chart it is continuous. Okay, it shows trends, it shows changes, it shows pattern over time. Okay, and it is used to track continuous data like time series. For instance, if we want to know if the rise of cost of goods, we want to know if it's rising or falling, we can plot it with time, because it will go with time. Okay, at so month we have high demand of these products, while at so month there's a decline, or the demand was constant, a sharp constant, because as a data analyst, if you are calculating inflation or GDP of a particular nations per time, you use line chart. Okay, well, that we can see and say, okay, within the space of 10 years, we maintain a sharp direction when it is with this. However, in 2010, there was a decline. In 2015, there was a sharp rise. Okay, now if I know if you have listened to data analysts speaking and analyzing situations, economic situations of the nations, you see them making such comments. So what enabled them to be able to do that is the use of your line chart, because it helps you to see. If you look at the visual we have here, you can see we have different lines. There was a rise here. At this point, at category 2, it was at its peak, it started declining. Category 3 here, and then it rose a little bit and stop. Okay, so that is line, just a single line. You can be tracing the pattern. If it's going up, if it's constant, if it's coming down. Okay, so whenever you have you want to measure time of a particular thing, or GDP, or pattern of a situation over time, okay, a continuous period, you use line chart. Please do not forget. Now, are we together, please?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now we have scatter plots. Now, if you look at the chart, you can see a point here, one. This is another one here. This is another one here. Now, scatter plots is used to show relationship. Another word for relationship is correlation. We want to know if there's a relationship between a particular variable and another variable. Okay? So it helps to determine relationship between two variables. Not only that, it helps us to detect clusters, outliers, or trends. Now, maybe I will show us how to show the trends, where you can put your trends line. Okay, and you can see the linear regression of it. Okay, is it linear? Oh, the relationship between variable this and this is linear. Then if the dots are around the linear line, the trend, we said, okay, there's no outliers. But if they are scattered, we say, oh, we have outliers in this relationship because they are not together. Maybe it's forming a dove shape. So there are outliers in this. Okay. And if they are clusters, okay, there's clustering. So basically, scatter plot help us to show relationship. Another instance is maybe you want to get relationship between the amount spent for advertisement and the money generated. Oh, the money we are spending and the money we are gaining back. Is it commensurate? Are we making, is there a relationship between the two? Okay. Now, for you to be able to do that, you can use your scatter plot and then you show the trends. Then we can see, oh yes, there is a relationship. And if there's no relationship, we say, see, there is no relationship. Okay. Now let's bring it to monitoring and evaluation as well. Now let's assume that in the feed, you are trying to curb the spread of a particular disease, and then you have gone to vaccinate. People have been collecting vaccination, and then you then come back, try to get the data to know if there's still spread of that disease, or it has reduced to a certain level. Now, if there is no reduction in the spread of that ailment, you say, come on, there's no relationship between this, because we are giving them vaccination to help to reduce the spread of this. However, this thing is still going wider than initially. However, if I haven't given them the vaccine and you notice that the rate of the spread of it has reduced drastically, say yes, there is a relationship. The more we give them the vaccine, the spread of the disease reduced. Okay, and if it does not reduce, we say okay, that's not, the more we give them, the more it increase. It's even a relationship. Is God's going is the more you give, the more it increase. That is a positive relationship. However, if it's a negative, we say okay, as you give this one, other one reduce. Okay, so I will show us when we go to Excel on how to plot that, and also how to show our intercepts. Okay, so that is that about scatter plot. So whenever you want to show relationship between two, don't forget, two variables, you use scatter plot. Now it leads us to bubble chart. If you look at the bubble chart, you notice that it's almost like your scatter plot. However, the point here is larger, is big in terms of size. This is 0.7, comma 2 point. Okay, this is it. Then that is the point at which they meet. This is another one. This is another one. Now, bubble chart in its own case helps to show relationship between that is the third variables. It shows relationship between three variables simultaneously. That is where we use bubble chart. There are some instances that you have more than two variables. Maybe you have two independent variable and one dependent variable. We'll talk on that when we get to statistics. Okay, and then you want to check the effect of these two independent variable on the dependent variable. You can run a bubble chart for visuals. Okay, so it helps us to create relationship between, for instance, company size, revenue, and numbers of employee. We want to know if there's a relationship between these three variables: the size of our company, the revenue that we're generating, and the employee that we have. Okay, so we'll now run bubble chart. Is there a relationship? Oh, there is. Oh, there is not. So bubble chart and scatter plots, both of them help us to establish relationship between variables. Then the next one we have is the funnel charts. The funnel chart. Funnel chart represents stages in a process or workflow, typically narrowing toward the bottom. If you look at my chart, you can see we have the bigger stuff here. This is the bigger size, 5,000. Then it reduced to 4,000. It reduced to 3,000. It reduced to 1,000. Now you can see it's going down. Now, if the charts, your data sets is not of this type, maybe you have 5,000, then you now have 200, you notice that the chart here will be smaller and the other one will be bigger, because this 5,000 determines the size of your chart, the bar rather. If you notice, 5,000, the bar for 5,000 is bigger than 4,000. The bar for 3,000 is bigger than 1,000. Okay, so the amount of what you are using determines the size of your bar. So basically, it shows workflow. Okay, narrowing toward the bottom. In other words, it helps to identify drop-off points in a sequential process. When you run it, it's okay at this point, this one is small, we need to work on it. It means you are not doing well in this product. Okay, like the example I cite here is analyzing conversion rates in a sales pipeline. Okay, we are selling this. When we convert it to yuan, that is Chinese currency, what do we have? When we convert it to maybe Cameroon CFC, what do we have? Or when we convert it to USD, what do we have? Okay, also Naira as the case may be. So you can now check and say, okay, when we do the conversion rate, we are making profits. But for this other country, because of our the value of our currency, we are not. So you can use that to show you sequentially the size of it. So whenever you want to represent a workflow, a process rather, okay, you can use funnel charts. And then we have stock charts. Now, basically, if you are into forex, I know you'll be using candle. Candle is not strange to you. Okay, you have the candlestick. All right. So now, and you know, one thing in forex, we have when the market opens and when the market closes. These are the data sets you have in forex. Then there's a time that we check the highest volume and the lowest volume. At what price did the market close? At what price did the market open today? That is where market forex market is. So now for those who are into forex trade, you look at the volume of what you are trading. Okay, and then you now want to predict, because when you are predicting, okay, I'm predicting that there will be a rise in this commodity. Okay, so that is that. But we are not dealing with prediction now. What we are dealing with is if you have a data set for a market, a forex market, There are metrics like that contain maybe high, low, volume, close, and then you want to put it into charts. Okay, the best visuals to use is your stock charts. Okay, when we get to the practical stuff, I have a different data set that you can use for that, where you can use a different stock charts. All right, and let's see summary of our chart before question. We have bar or column charts. They are good for categorical comparisons. We have pie chart for proportions or ratio. We have line charts for showing trends over time. Then we have scatter or bubble chart to show correlations and multivariate analysis. We have funnel charts to show sequential processes, and stock charts to show financial data visualization. Okay, now before the next slide, do you have any question? Ramoto, Yembisa.
No, it's clear.
Okay, Yembisa, then Rebecca.
It's clear.
Okay, okay. All right, then if time permits us, we're going to look at using conditional formatting to highlight data based on conditions, data bars, color scales, and icon sets. We're going to do that. So next thing now is to then move to our spreadsheet. Let's practice everything we have been saying. I'm going to make reference to the data set that we have been using. There was one we did, and when I displayed, I guess you'll remember. So let me quickly do that now. You notice that we have items, we have the price that this man budgeted for that is going to spend for the month, and we have the country, maybe for, I just said to have this, then the dates, gender, and selling price. Now, if you remember vividly, we said that if you are running for your bar chart or column chart, they are used for categorical comparison. Okay, so now if you look at this, we have gender is one category, and then um, we have price. We have price. Now, when you are doing this, you need a numeric and a string data for this. Okay, I'm not using dates. So I'm going to use, let's assume I want to pick the price or price and item. That would be better. Price and item. Let's see this. Look at the way I selected my price and item. You set, you hold down your mouse, you left click, and then you select. So once you've done that, you go to insert. You go to insert. Okay. Are you there now?
Yes.
All right. So
Yes.
under your insert, you go to your chat group and see my cursor in my chat group. Now look at this. Where my column is, my cursor, you see insert column or bar chart. So I'll click on the drop down beside it. Okay. And then if we are dealing with bar chart, don't forget we said bar chart is usually horizontal, right? While your column bar chart
Mm-hmm.
is vertical. Is that not so?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm going to pick at this. This is our bar chart. I'll click on it. Now we have this. Okay, we have the items here, the categories, and then we have the prices at the horizontal. Have you done that? Because I want to now format the chart.
Yes.
Okay. Now, since we have this, uh, we can change the charts. If you look at this plus sign, if you click on it, that plus sign beside your chart, click on it. You see we have axis, axis title, what again? Data label, data label. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So please, if you click on that plus sign beside your chart, you see the chart element. So you see axis is checked already. Axis title. If you want to add title to those your axis, you can click on it. Then you'll be asked to enter the title. Then data label. In case you want to add a label to it, you can check on it. You can see we have the price in front of the bar respectively. Then data table. If you want your table to appear alongside with your chart, you can click on it. You will see your table. Below it you can see. Okay. Then I want to remove it since I don't want that. Then if you want error bar, this is error bar. You can see in front of your bar chart, but we don't need that yet. Okay, now you see that your chart has a grid line. If we don't want a green line, you just uncheck the stuff. You see that you not see uncheck your green line and check box, uncheck it by clicking on it. So you notice that the grid line is no longer there. Then if you want legend, you can see there's a legend. If you want trend, this is trend. I'll be using that when we are getting to relationship, but I'm not going to use that here now. Okay. Are we there?
No.
Okay. I want to quickly edit this. I double click on the axis title here. I want to change this out backspace. I want to change this to item, items. Then this one is price. You double click on it. Then your cursor will begin to blink. You then press backspace. Then change this to price. Then this title, we can change this title to um, item, item slash price. Then that we have done this. Now if you want to change the color of it, fine. You look at my cursor here, you see where they wrote color, change colors. Okay, and click here. These are different colors. Color, I've changed the color already. Okay, now if you click on this under this chart again, you can click on the drop down. You'll see different charts. Where you see my cursor here, see different charts here. You can see, you can see. Okay, let me just leave this one. Okay. Can you see my screen? Okay,
Yes.
please
Yes,
click
yes,
on column C, right click and click on insert. Click on column C, right click on insert. A new column will appear. Are you there?
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I want to put bar here. Okay.
Okay.
So to do that, I will now put equal to rept, R-E-P-T, rept. Then you open your parentheses. It's not showing yet. Let's see what happened with this. Are we on the same page?
Now we are here.
So look at what I did. I entered this software called Rept. Please, if you can mute, if you can hear myself, please mute. Look at what I did. I wrote this. Can you see it? Rept. Type equals to rept. Open your parentheses. Then the text that you want to represent, put it inside quote, comma, space. Then you select the cell and you click on OK. Have you done that? I'm using LL, letter L. You can use II if you want to. Okay, let me use II if you want to see this II. Are you there? Can you see
Yes,
my
yes,
screen now? Have you typed it?
yes.
What do you have?
Yes, I've typed LL.
Okay, comma.
It has given me,
It has given you LL all through, right?
yes, LL throughout,
Yes. Now I
yes.
want to change this to, I want to change the color. That is how to put bar. Let me put this color. You can see it. Now you
Yes,
can drag down. Can you see it? All
yes,
right. So let's assume I put one eye. I'm using. I can change it to one. Let's see. Okay. Let me change this now. Okay. So if you expand, let me expand
one.
this. Can you see it?
Yes,
Now this is also bar. I'm using this to represent my
Yeah.
car.
Okay.
Are you having the same result with myself?
Mm,
It's done. And we are supposed to check column bar charts, pie chart, line charts, and then cell formatting. Okay, but we're going to stop here tonight. All right. So in our next class, we'll still have to put a finishing touch. But before that, I want to advise that you can practice every other chart I've made mention of, so that by our next class, it will just be a walkthrough. Then condition formatting, you can as well check that. Would that be okay by us, please?
Yes.
All right. So we want to appreciate your time. I know despite your busy schedule, you are still able to make out time to attend. Thank you. Please do have a wonderful night rest.